Hey guys, day 5. As I say, this week is going to be about weight because it fills all of my wishes for you, all of Cam's wishes for you, which is improved healthcare. So we're not just looking at arthritis, we want the whole improved healthcare. Our hashtag is your dog more years, and this is a no-brainer to get more years. It's also accessible to everybody. So there's some people that might be watching us from Nova Scotia and they can't get to hydrotherapy and they can't get to see a physio. You can do weight control. So it's available to everybody. It's achievable by everybody. And in current climate, it's very, very cost effective. Because not only does it normally mean that you feed less, which is a direct reduction in cost, but we also know it's going to have an impact on your dog's health and pain state, which potentially will mean that you can reduce medications and have less vet visits. So it's a no-brainer. So we've talked about body condition score, we've talked about weighing, we've talked about feeding and using guidelines on packets, we've talked about tip bitting. My tip today is something that I use a lot, especially in my arthritis consults. I really feel that the feeding time is something that we could exploit and get 2 for 1. So I really like the idea that during that happy, distracted, pleasant time in eating, they could also be doing something else that's good for their muscular, skeletal fitness. So I really, really like doing scatter feeding, licky mats, snuffle mats, Kongs, interactive feeding toys that aren't too high impact. And the reason being is that the dog will be up, engaged and motivated to move. And we know that arthritis needs to keep moving. The worst you can do is leave them sedentary, not moving, because that's going to actually make the general pain state, the general functionality of your dog worse. So by using an interactive feeding toy, you can feed them less because it's all kind of hidden secretly. They're like, oh, I didn't realise there was less in there. Still looks fantastic to me. You can keep them eating for longer. So you're going to find that they're going to be engaged, busy, motivated. You might find that they can do it standing and they're leaning and they're weight shifting, they're moving their body posture around, stretching their neck out, leaning down, bending through their elbows, bending through their shoulders. All of these sorts of things. It's a mini little yoga series for your dog whilst they're engaged with their food, whilst they're distracted, whilst their pain state is potentially less. You could also use your interactive feeding device, be it a snuffle mat, a licky mat, a snuffle bowl, Tupperware where you've pushed the food into every single corner, a cardboard box, whatever you choose to use. You could position it so that it changes the nature of the exercise. So you might have an area with some non-slip floor, because we don't like slips, and you can put your licky mat on the first of the steps on the stairs, and that makes them easier for them to get to, and it's a much more gentle exercise, a lot easier on the weight shifting, much more comfortable for them. Or if you've got a more able dog, you might put it on the second step so they actually have to lean more, and they might even have to put 1 foot up and they're leaning through, so they're getting more range of motion, more flexion through the joints of the raised leg. Your physio is brilliant helping you out how to use things like that. So, interactive feeding I think is a really good idea. Scatter feeding I love because they're outside, they're engaged, they're moving around, they're using their other senses. As said, they're distracted and happy, and that has a real impact on pain state. But it also has a massive impact on you, because all of us know that we worry about our beloved friends, and it breaks our heart to see them having bad days. So start your day off well, get them up and get them moving, and enjoy seeing them having a great time. So don't just feed in a bowl. If you have the ability to use other devices, and they don't need to cost you money, I mentioned cardboard boxes, I mentioned Tupperware trays, they don't have to cost you a lot of money. It extends the feeding time, you can potentially feed them less, you're going to engage the brain, you're going to distract them, and you're going to potentially get 2 for 1 and get them moving. So think about that. See you later.